So for tiling, there's a few things you need to know. One is you have to have an idea of where you're going to start. So we usually start on the back wall, and you can start in two ways. You can start with your tile in the center, or you can start with your grout line on the center line. And those are really the only two options you have. And so what you do is you kind of just map it out, figure out, are you going to have a large piece or a little tiny sliver? If you have a sliver, then you change from center line on the tile to a center grout. And that will do the math to split to two large pieces of finishing instead of slivers. Now most tile is manufactured so that it finishes pretty much a full piece on the back of a standard tub. That's not the hard part. It's more along the sides of, you know, what kind of pattern you're going to use, where you're going to start and stop the wall. Here we have an overhang on a ceiling, so we're kind of stuck. That's our finish point. So we're not sure exactly what's going to happen with that. So we'll just do a quick visual map here. And we're going to end up with about a third of a tile left over. So I don't want that third of the tile on the outside. So when we do the side wall, we're going to start on the edge and work our way in. And I'd rather leave the cuts all on the inside wall. That'll make it look pretty. Now we just applied this membrane 20 minutes ago. And because of the nature of the science of this non-modified cement, I'm allowed to tile right over top of a wet, waterproof membrane wall. Now that is something that most products don't allow you to do. One of the reasons why I love using Schluter so much, because even though I'm only working here alone today, there was enough time to do the demolition, install a new tub, do new water supply, build a new shower, fur it out, waterproof it, and I still got enough daylight to tile it. If I was using any other system, it'd be a 3-day job instead of a 2-day job. These are just little tile spacers. I use them to keep all the lines consistent. I like things being consistent. So I'm going to use these even though I don't need to. This means I don't have to move my position to change my viewpoint all the time. So this is just a standard offset pattern, 50%, so half over. Nice and simple. It's very pleasing to the eye. And this is one of these situations where you're going to maybe be in a situation where you don't have the right tool for the job. If you go to your local hardware store, they will rent to you tile cutters of all different shapes and sizes, whether it be wet saws or just a scratch tool. If you're doing a small, simple tile like this, you can always buy your own tile cutter. They start at about $30, and generally speaking, work pretty well. As long as you're not getting into some really hard stones or large porcelain that's too big for the machine, then you should be okay. Funny thing is, these tiles are not very thick. And they're ceramic, they're not porcelain. But I'm laying them in cement with amazing adhesion. So the strength of this wall is not going to be in the tile, it's going to be in the fact that it's in cement. So we're all finished with the tile installation. It's been a long day, but worth it. Now all we have left to do tomorrow is we come back in, we move the spacers, clean out all the excess cement, wash down the tiles, grout, have lunch, and put a fan on it for a couple of hours. Then we can come back in and do our finished silicone seal and screw on the finished trims. I figured there's about another 3 or 4 hours work left to do. So day and a half, not bad, quick turnaround.